Friday afternoon. How are you? From the back deck, I wanted to show you this book. I've talked about this before, and I've also posted it on Facebook and Twitter. Far, Far From Home. I had nothing. It's about my great-grandfather and his brother. I had nothing to do with the writing or publication of this book, nothing whatsoever. But I think it's very interesting. I've been reading it. I started reading it, 10, 15 years ago, but put it down for whatever reason, and just now picked it back up in the last few weeks and have been reading. And it's about letters that they wrote home from the Civil War. They were from Pendleton, South Carolina, and they wrote letters home. As I understand the story, some relatives were cleaning out something that had some sort of trunk or something, and they started to throw it away, and they found a bunch of letters that had been written home by my great-grandfather, Richard W. Simpson I, and his brother, Tally Simpson. And so a guy from up north and a guy whose last name is Simpson, who married into my family. He was already a Simpson. He just married into my family, was not part of my family as far as the bloodline, and just very interesting. And I thought that you folks might be interested in reading it. You can check with Amazon. It's Far, Far From Home, and it's the wartime letters of Dick and Tally Simpson, 3rd South Carolina Volunteers. Excuse me. As I said, I put this on Twitter, and of course it said 3rd South Carolina Volunteers. I don't know if this is a coincidence or not, but I lost about 9 followers on Twitter as soon as I posted this on there. But it may just be a coincidence. But it might have been somebody from up north. I don't know. But one of the authors of this book, you see there, Guy Everson, is from up north, and then Edward H. Simpson Jr. Is one of the writers of the book. One from the north, one from the south. I hope I didn't reverse that. Maybe Guy Everson is from the south and Edward H. Simpson from the north. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I didn't think of that before I started taping this. But anyway, now what about football? What games are you folks going to be looking at tomorrow on television? Of course, I've said before that, that college football retains more of my interest than pro football. I do watch pro football, but college football is something about a college campus on a Saturday during football season that just livens up the campus, and people look forward to it all week, to the game, and they drive to the game. Some people live close to the stadium where their home team plays. Some people live hundreds of miles away, and so it's very, very interesting. But I know Clemson played last night, played Louisville. Didn't look really great, but it was enough to win. Clemson, of course, being my one of my teams, along with the Citadel and Georgia Southern. I also follow Georgia Tech. Like those. I like Duke, and like the way their coach up there has built up the team in the last few years, Coach Cutcliffe. But anyway, it's a Friday, and as I said before, I'm not trying to highlight my backyard. It's just I've got to point the camera somewhere because I'm holding it in my hand if I'm going to talk into the microphone on the camera. But I just don't want to do a video selfie. So anyway, I might put something on later. It's still fairly early in the day as far as sun time, but hope everybody's doing okay. And also, there was one thing on there from somebody, I won't mention her name, that said one of my Facebook friends said that she almost called her mother, her late mother. And you get in the habit of doing that over the years. I know the feeling. There's been things over the last 19 years when my dad died, and then the last few months after my mom passed away at age 99, that I thought, well, and he just quickly goes through your mind real quick. I need to share this with them. And then it hits you in just seconds that they are no longer on this earth with you. But I know a lot of people that have stated that they thought quickly, just a matter of milliseconds, I need to call mom, I need to call dad, and then realize that reality has set in and they're not with us anymore. Hope you folks have a good weekend, and I will, oh, by the way, the frying pan, the cast iron frying pan, I posted that, and I have never gotten the response with the frying pan that I have gotten with this one. Just a skillet, just a cast iron frying pan. I'm not sure if Rita has had one before. She thinks she has, but I know my mom had a frying pan just like that. And it's interesting when you post something, what catches some people's interest. Sometimes you get 2 or 3 or even 1 response or 1 like on a certain subject, and then I've gotten 140 or 50 responses on the frying pan thing, showing it was a thing looking back at the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Anyway, folks, have a good weekend. I may talk to you a little bit later if something else comes to mind, but every now and then I just like to voice a message rather than just print it out. So you folks have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.